Hi, you're watching Saturday in the Woodworking Shop with Andrew Pitts, where we talk things woodworking.
I have a lot of scraps that I develop in the workshop, and I had all these walnut scraps, and I thought instead of putting them into the firewood pile, maybe I can use the ShopBot Desktop to make some little paperweights. So I devised this little paperweight, and it uses a crab that is cut into the center, and then around the edge I have carved the letters Northern Neck of Virginia, Chesapeake Bay, and I think it turned out pretty nice. I finished them with some spray lacquer, and now you have a little paperweight that you can keep on your desk with authentic Northern Neck wood.
It's a scorcher, all right, and humid today. 93 point something. Actually, it was up to like 96 earlier. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how the charge of walnut that we have in there is doing. We'll check the temperature. See if I can get that in focus. Looks like we got up to 140 almost. That's good. You need 135 or so to kill the bugs, and I've certainly got that a number of times this summer. Well, it's now the morning after those hot temperatures I showed you yesterday, and I'm going to go ahead and check the moisture content of the charge. Right now we got about 91 degrees in the kiln. Maybe you can see where I've been marking the moisture content each time I come in here. Last time this top plank was 9.5%. I'm using a pin meter because I just find that gives me the best results. Mostly because I can get it into the wood. That's reading about 8.5 or 9%, and if I correct for temperature, that works out to around 8 to 8.5%. I'll go on the high side and put 8.5%. Now that's just in the very outer layers. I'm only able to get those pins in maybe 1/4 inch. So I know that deep inside that plank it's more moist. It needs time to equalize. So this is not the time to take it out of the kiln. Now here's a 3-inch thick piece. Let's go ahead and see what it reads. It was 12.5. Try to get those pins a little deeper. Yeah, when I get those pins deeper, I'm showing about 15 to 16%, which tells me, they were like 14.5. But if I just go shallow, I'll show you that. Just 1/4 inch. And now I'm reading 12, so maybe I got 11.5% corrected. So the inside of those planks are still pretty darn wet. Again, this bottom one reads about 9, so that works out to about 8.5, but that's just on the surface. So I need to let these stay in the kiln for quite a while longer.
I have a big commission that I'm working on. It's a Celtic Cross, 7 feet tall, weighs about 100 pounds, and it will be made of a layer of 1.5 inch thick walnut, and then a gap of 1 inch, and on top of that is a layer of 1.5 inch red oak, and then between the walnut and the red oak is where the Celtic Cross it actually sits, and the circle sits, and on that circle I'm going to apply carvings of Celtic knots using the ShopBot Desktop, and in the center I'm going to apply a carving of a Celtic knot. So it's a big project, and I'll have a big video coming up on this to be seen later. Well, here's the completed mock-up. I didn't show you the painting part because I didn't think you'd be interested in that. But you know, I painted it to resemble cherry as best as I could, and behind walnut as best as I could. And then I assembled it with these 3-inch drywall screws. And you know, it's a little fragile, but it'll do the job. I think next week we're going to take this over to the sanctuary, which is still just framed out. And hopefully I can hoist this with a little piece of string or rope up to the height it's supposed to be, so everybody can get a real good idea what this would look like in the actual sanctuary.